You know how ChatGPT can hallucinate and like make
Yeah.
stuff up based off of like something grounded in some reality at some other location?
Mhm.
That's exactly what's happening to mom right now. Like she has some sort of ground in what's going on, and she's completely extrapolating it to like the most nth degree of what the most beautiful situation could look like, but it's not reality.
Welcome to the Zarna Garg family podcast where 4 Gargs are in the house. We are so excited. Today's episode is going to be an easy one, even though it might make you sad, it might make you happy, and honestly, probably a mix of both. We're going to talk about goals we had for ourselves that we did not meet this year for whatever reason. So it's a light and breezy episode, things that did not work out the way we thought it was going to work out, and now what are we going to do to reset for next year? 4 Gargs are in the house. My husband of 26 years, Shalab Garg, cannot join us because he has to work. But my daughter Zoya, who's a recent college grad, is in the house. My son Bridge, who's in college, is in the house, and my middle schooler Veer Garg is in the house. So, what were goals we had this year that we did not meet, and why, and what are we going to do about it? Who wants to go first? I can go first if you want.
Go.
I wanted to drink more water every day, and I was not able to meet that goal at all. I think I don't drink too much water because I really panic if I don't have access to a clean bathroom, and that is on the road life. That is one of the struggles that you deal with. You deal with.
I don't drink.
Constantly.
I don't drink a lot of water either. I can't stand water that's icy cold. Like I need water that's warm or hot. I'm just saying it. That's what I need. I can't drink cold water. I think my system rejects it.
Mom, what do you think about that? Do you like hot water, cold water?
I enjoy hot water. A hot water with ginger is like my dream drink. But it's a luxury. Like I don't have access to it half the time. Unless
Didi,
I'm
maybe
home,
you
I
might
don't
not
have access to
you
it.
might not be drinking enough water because it's kind of been like replaced by coffee.
Bro, relax. I drink 1 coffee a day. I guess that's one goal. Actually, recently, one thing that I've been doing that I'm really proud of is like reducing the amount of almond milk in my drinks. I've recently upgraded from a latte to a cortado, which means it's half a glass less of almond milk. So
Why are you guys laughing? Why
I'm
did
actually
that make-
very pro Didi drinking coffee.
Why?
I think it's a worthwhile investment.
Why?
thank you, Bridge.
Wow, he
Because the
switched
people
up.
she can meet while drinking the coffee. I'm
Oh.
guessing, Didi, who have you met this last year drinking coffee?
Stop
I've
it. I know
I've
what
done
you
a lot
said.
of.
You
Okay, I
said-
know where this is
Wait,
going.
I agree with it. She said earlier in the year that she meets a lot of people drinking coffee. So I agree with it. I'm just wondering who you met. It's been a while since we. I don't know. Everyone's laughing. I'm being serious. I'm being serious. Why are you guys laughing? I'm being serious. Who have you met? I actually think it's good for the podcast to know.
I've met no one.
All right, so then why are we still talking? If there's anything that's been proven, it's this one point that I said.
I meet people drinking coffee in the coffee line all the time. I sell tickets to my show. I sell
Mom,
books.
you would
That is
meet
true.
people.
That
You
actually
would
is true.
meet.
That actually is
You would meet people in literally an alleyway with no one in it. You find ways to meet people regardless of if it's buying coffee or like doing anything.
Yeah, but coffee. Listen, otherwise we're just gonna sit at home and do nothing all day. Just sit with a computer all day. You gotta mix with humanity. What's another way to mix with humanity? Like she likes to go to the gym and all that. That's not me. So I go for coffee.
Mom,
But-
who's your favorite person you've met?
Who I meet people every day. I meet people. Oh, I flew from here for your show. I flew from there. I read your book. We watch your podcast.
In the line
It's-
for coffee?
Yes, all the
So
time.
because you're famous, people come up to you when you're in a coffee shop.
No.
But the actual act of going to get coffee doesn't imply anything
No,
for who
that's
you're
not
meeting.
true, Bridge.
And
I'll tell you.
I will say, 100%, you do sell tickets no matter where you are, or sell or make connections, or just be nice to everybody around you. You absolutely do that. There's no taking that away from you. But I think that you're kind of the exception in all of this coffee stuff.
I
And
don't think
majority
so.
of people doing it don't do anything like that.
No,
I mean, I meet a lot of my friends for coffee, and like I've gone on a lot of dates, coffee dates.
What
I think
new people
coffee
have you met?
I think coffee plus walk is the best first date.
But she's not working a corporate job. Where else? Like, if you just want to mix with humanity, where will you go? We don't have a mall in New York where you just go and hang out around retail. Like where should she go and meet people?
What are you acting like people go to Starbucks to make friends?
No, people hang out all the time. Why do you think people work? Like, why do you think remote workers work in coffee shops?
Veer, you know how ChatGPT can hallucinate and like make
Yeah.
stuff up based off of like something grounded in some reality at some other location? That's
Mhm.
exactly what's happening to mom right now. Like she has some sort of ground in what's going on, and she's completely extrapolating it to like the most nth degree of what the most beautiful situation could look like, but it's not reality.
Bridge, before I ever became famous, I used to go to coffee shops a lot.
You are the exception.
Just hold on. Hold on.
Yes.
I'm not an exception. There are a lot of people who are friendly in those circumstances. Why am I an exception? There are a lot of people who like to say hello to other human beings. Not everybody is buried in their phones, listening on their headphones constantly. Do you think is it that impossible to fathom that there are people who just like to say hello to other people? Like, as a mom, I remember being a stay-at-home mom for all those years. If I hadn't gone to coffee shops, I would have lost my mind. Just sitting with you guys at home in a stroller all
Can't
day.
be real.
So, mom, for Didi, do you think it's worth the $7 to be saying hello to the every fifth
Yes.
person?
Yes, stop with the $7. Nothing is gonna get saved by those $7. Nothing. Nobody became a billionaire saving $7 on a freaking cortado. This whole idea that you're gonna save your way to success is so outdated.
So
and
then,
has been
what is
proven
wrong? What is wrong with joining a club then?
Whoa,
But
what was that?
Yeah,
What is
join
wrong
a club.
with
But what
joining?
club? Join a club. I don't
A
have
country
anything
club.
against it. Huh?
Bro, why would I
Country
join a
club.
country club? I'm
You have never in life ever have said once that you would be pro joining a country club. Ever.
But Bridge,
Not once.
because we don't relate
But
to
why
that
would we
life.
go to a country
Why
club?
would
Like,
I
what
pay
is that a country
because
club?
$50,000
she
to
is
initiate an
saying-
upstate country club?
She is saying that if we are joining, if we want to look for social interactions, then you should go to places where you can make those social interactions. A country
Are
club
you
is where
doing
people
this
do that.
intentionally? Are you doing
No,
it
can
intentionally?
you
Or are you
relax?
just speaking like?
I'm just speaking because
You know
mom is
what?
infuriating
Honestly,
me right now.
touched on
She-
something. I will answer that. Honestly,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
answer that
okay.
seriously.
Thank you.
I am uncomfortable in extremely affluent circumstances where the filter and the bar is set with money. I don't like it. I hated the private school world for the same reason.
There is
If
a
the
filter.
entire way to get into a country club is to prove your net worth, that's not a world I care to be in. I would so much rather stand in a Starbucks line and just take my shot at whoever is there. It could be
By
a
the way-
millionaire, it could be somebody else, it could be a janitor. I don't care. I just want to talk to human beings. I have no desire to see and be seen in famous people.
By the way,
places.
mom
Does
is
that
very mom. Mom
No.
does actually mean that because, like, for example, the Soho House, whatever orgs are always dying to have mom join their memberships, and she gets invited to all those members only secret clubs around the world, and she literally rejects it like time and time again to the point where I'm like, are you just trying to make a statement? So she
No.
actually does mean that.
I don't enjoy it. I don't
Yeah.
enjoy how many invites I
I'm
get
not
that-
saying. No, hold on. I know you
No,
don't
but
enjoy
that's
it.
why country club is not for me. I'm not against it. I'm saying it's not for me.
Okay.
And you know, in some way, Bridge, you and I are very similar in some way. I'll tell you. Because when you were going to college, everybody, how many people told you, choose your roommate? You had friends who were going to Cornell, right?
Yeah.
Choose your roommate. What did you say? What did
I
you
said
say?
no. I wanted to go random.
No, go random. No, just meet who you meet. Open the world to different possibilities. You don't need to micromanage everything. A coffee
I agree with that.
shop line is one of the most pleasant places. It's like an elevator. I say hello to everybody. I enter into an elevator. I'm like, hello, how are you? How is your
There
day?
is a running joke in society that elevators are like the most awkward, annoying places to be in. Like that is something that people consider, which is why I'm saying I understand why it works for you. I am not hating on the idea of drinking coffee. Like I said at the top of this episode, I actually believe in it. I think it's really good. I think it's really good for Didi's mentality. I think it's good for your mentality. Didi's clearly meeting a lot of people, so it's working for her. And I think that the point of what I'm saying is that it's good, but it's not. It's like it's not for everybody. And spending also, if you think that you're not meeting the higher wealthy people in society when you live on the Upper East Side and you're going to coffee restaurants where it costs $7 a coffee for a thing, then you're kind of living a little bit in La La Land. Because the fact is the people you're meeting in that line are low-key the same people in the country club. and you're just
Wait,
like
but
not
that's
realizing it.
great. But that's great. I'm meeting good people. I have no issue with my coffee habit, to be honest. I think
I have
my
no issue with it
coffee-
either.
No, but I just you're the one who brought it up, and I don't feel any kind of way
Okay, but
about my
coming
coffee
back
habit.
to what were our goals this year and what did we not meet? Who else has a goal that they did not meet?
I have one.
Yeah.
Again, ever since I've been much more active on Instagram, which I'm very proud that I am learning how to put myself out there, figuring out like what my creative voice is like online, which has been something that's very challenging for me, but I'm starting to learn how to do it. I am still super addicted to seeing who watched my Instagram story. It's just so addictive. It's so addictive. It's that one feature. And I said this in an earlier episode. I'm going to get better at not doing that, but I am still addicted to it. It's something that I have not succeeded at fixing. And the moment that I do, I will get hours of my life back.
I mean, there's a lot of things that I failed at this year, but I wouldn't say any of it was kind of a goal that I set out for myself. It was just more living life, and things failed, things succeeded.
Okay, so give
I
an
can't remember
example.
which goal specifically. Okay, so couple of failures this year. Obviously, grades in schools have consistently been a failure because it's been really hard to do well in classes when you're working in a family company, you're traveling, you're working in your own company, like a lot of different things going on. So it's very difficult to get good grades or excel in school academically with all of that happening. Um,
But
I
you
would
are an
say
A student in bio. Just tell people that.
it's not true.
I'm
I'm
not
not.
saying it implies anything, but you can just feel free to tell people that.
I'm not at all. I think that's probably one of my biggest failures is my inability to do well in school.
Wait, I don't feel like that's a failure at all. In fact, I think more undergraduate students should focus on working really, really hard as soon as possible and not worrying about their academic grades when they're in school. Like, my last year of college, actually throughout my entire undergrad in school, I struggled a lot in a lot of my classes, but a lot of my professors would constantly comment on the fact that even though I would get the worst grades on tests and exams, I was one of the most curious, interested students because I was interested in like actually learning the material, not for the grade just so that I could jump through the hoop, but because I was really interested in the professor or the subject matter. So I feel like as long as you are engaging with some of your classmates and you're engaging with your teachers, you're actually probably, and you are, I know you are, you've developed this incredible relationship with that entrepreneurship guy that came from you actually really participating in class. And this is honestly my PSA to college students. I know a lot of you are interested in going to med school and law school and business school, and I can't speak to that because I know grades matter, but I do feel a little bit like it's easier to focus on getting great grades in your undergraduate years than it is to focus on who you want to be and what value you want to bring to this world, because getting good grades, there's a system and a process to it, and if you follow the steps, you'll do it. But figuring out who you're going to be and what you're going to do, there's no system for that. That means you have to restart, you have to fall apart, you have to try things, you have to mess up, you have to fail. Like, it's the worst. It's really hard, and a lot of people don't learn how to do that until they're like 40, and if some don't learn it at all. So I really think that that's not anything you should frame as a failure.
All right, well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
One of my biggest failures this year has just been my inability to get my screen time down, to be honest. It's just very difficult. It's not insanely high. I'm at it's pretty high. It depends on who you ask. I'm at like 4 to 5 to 6 hours right now, but I just wish I could get it down. So that's been a pretty big failure.
Yeah.
Right.
You have been struggling with that.
You have, and at least you're trying. I do see you trying. It's a tough one too because we do have a business that is also digital and blah blah. But I mean,
The other issue is with the business is that because you're traveling so much, there's really like the only thing you can do for any sort of fun is be on your phone. Like there's no option to, you can't go to the gym, you can't play basketball. Like there's literally nothing you can do but be on your phone half the time.
No, it is true. It's really hard. That is one of the hard things is there's a lot of time where
You eat crap food. You're on your phone the whole time.
Yeah,
Your
your
back
body
is
is just being
your
like
body just gets
fed
destroyed
junk.
when you're on the road.
Yeah.
it is so grueling. People have no idea. You know, I did a reel once on eating, not being able to eat healthy on the road, and like all these vegan people started attacking me. They're like, if you just sprouted moong before you went and you took it on with you, and it's like, it is so impractical. When you're on the road and you're eating in train stations, airplanes, like, smaller hotels constantly, your options are basically carbs. Even not as a vegetarian, but as a vegetarian you're completely doomed. You can try, you can fight it, but it's an uphill battle. It's a lot of mental energy, it's a lot of planning. I mean, but I, believe it or not, have gotten a little better at it. I've become a little better at it.
Yeah, what do
I've
you think?
started
What improved things for you?
I removing options is better than creating more options, is what I've realized.
Yeah.
Narrowing it down to three things that I will eat that are relatively easy to source has been better than saying I can eat any of these 10 things. Then my brain is all over the place.
I
But if
have been
I'm like,
saying that for 10 years.
oh my god, Veer, are you serious right now?
I
I'm very
always
pro
say
elimination.
eating the
Yeah.
same thing is not a difficult, like, continue.
No, I mean, I'm not saying that yes, you live that life, but on the road I've been a
It's
little
impossible.
all over the place, but it has still helped to say I only eat these three things. So even at the airport, my eye is only looking for those three things. Like, I know I love having bitter iced coffee. Dunkin'
Mm,
Donuts iced coffee is my favorite, with a little bit of 2% milk, so it's a little bit of protein. It's not a lot, but it's a little bit. I look for a banana wherever I go, even though
banana.
sometimes I don't even end up eating it, but just having it makes me feel like, okay, if nothing else works out, I have the banana.
Me
There are
too.
few things that I try to, but believe it or not, in the smaller airports you can't even find a banana. You
Hmm.
can't find anything fresh. You
I
just
have to say another thing that, like, shout out Starbucks for having like healthier options in their, their
Yeah.
egg frittata whatever thing. That has saved me so much on the road. Like, really respect to Starbucks because they also are open really late a lot of the
Yeah.
times at especially smaller airports.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see that fast food chains are now really jumping on this health trend because consumers are demanding it of them, right? Like, as we've become more educated in how to eat that well, I feel like we as American people have put these giant conglomerate brands at a standstill where they have to either innovate and learn how to make healthy food at mass or they're going to get cut, and Starbucks is one of those brands that's done a really good job at that. Even though I saw recently they've been doing protein coffee, which I would love to
Is
know
that
what
true?
people. Yeah, Bethany Frankel has been making all these reels that are like, what is going on in the world? There's literally protein coffee. Like, why is there protein coffee? I'm like, oh my god, have we gone too far now? I'm like, oh my goodness, we do not need protein necessarily in
But I
coffee.
never hit my protein goal. So I mean, I'll take protein anything. Like, I, as a vegetarian, I don't even come close.
Mm-hmm.
So I maybe I'll check it out. Is there protein water out there? Maybe I should check it out.
One thing, should we also do goals that we're proud we achieved or no?
Yes, sure. Go ahead.
I feel like we should end on a positive note. I am really proud to say that I am very confident in my decision to go full time with my mom. We started working together exactly like full time. We started working together exactly 1 year ago. Actually, is when I started the book campaign process. And for her memoir, This American Woman, which was also recently chosen as Amazon's pick of the year. Many of you, especially the podcast community, helped me. In the week before we found out about New York Times bestseller, I was DMing with so many of you to write an Amazon review because those helped us a lot in terms of bestseller lists. And so if you wrote a review, thank you so much. And thank you for communicating with me. But we recently found that out too. For a long time, I felt really uncomfortable saying the words, I work full time with my mom, I work full time with Zarna Garg. But now it's something that I'm so proud of. And the work that I've been able to get done has been so meaningful. And it's been so innovative, and it's such a different life trajectory than I ever would have expected. And we're still just getting started, but I'm very, very proud of that goal. And my second goal that I'm really proud of is I actually found a mentor this year. It came from me begging a woman who I absolutely admired to be my mentor, and then proving to her time and time again that she didn't make the wrong decision. And by the way, that type of proof was really hard. It wasn't like, oh, prove it. It was literally like she was asking me to do crazy things and like write these essays and write what I had delivered and write all these things. And I somehow was able to do that. So there's been a lot of good this year. And yeah, I'm really proud of both of those things.
Yeah, you recently gave me a list of the things you've done this year, and I thought it was the crazy. Like when you would put it out like that, I was like, "Oh my god, that's insane!" And it
Yeah.
Yeah.
actually is insane.
Yeah. Thank you.
But Bridge, you have a similar list.
Yeah.
No, I don't
Yeah,
have
you
that similar
do.
list.
You do.
I really
You just
don't.
don't see it. You don't see it, but you do actually.
It's
No,
so
but it doesn't even
important.
matter. But Didi's list, like when she told me it, all within 1 year, leading a successful New York Times best-selling lists campaign, getting to Amazon Book Deal of the Year campaign, or not campaign, but just as a bonus to what she was trying to accomplish. Finding her
Graduating
mentor,
with two
winning all-
degrees.
graduating with 2 degrees. After going in college and trying to get 1 degree, I realized how batshit crazy it is to graduate with 2 degrees. It is actually insane. A lot of people who aren't in college, if you're younger, you don't quite understand because it's impossible to comprehend. But getting 1 degree in STEM is impossible. So getting two is just insane. Like it's actually ridiculous.
My main thing that I think I was able to pull off successfully was obviously this test, the SHSAT. I took it to get into high school.
Yes, we're here.
The results aren't out, and I'm not super attached to whether or not I get into where I was hoping to go to. I think that's a good shot. I felt good about the test, but being able to balance, like, I'm gonna talk about work life balance. I hope you're ready. Being able
God.
being able to be on the road and like in India in July and all these times we've been to California and still study for the test was kind of unreal. But yeah, so I'm just happy I've been able to get the work done and being able to, like, this is the first time I've really worked hard for something and have actually done it. So knowing that I can do something when I put my willpower to it, I think is powerful.
Veer, because you grew up in this life of just consistent hard work through everything, I don't think you kind of truly understand how impressive this victory was. It's not even,
Yeah.
doesn't even matter what school you got into, but the fact that you were able to study while being in India, while being in Florida, while being in California, wherever we were on the planet, entirely of the globe, you were able to study. You brought your SHSAT materials everywhere we went, your computer everywhere we went. You studied on the planes, in the hotel rooms, before we slept, when we woke up. It is truly one of the most impressive things I have ever actually witnessed in my life, and
Yeah.
definitely number one for somebody of your age. I don't think you're gonna ever understand it because it's just been so engraved in you since you were young, but it really, really is insane.
You did an insurmountable thing. And one question I have for you, Mom, is why were you so confident in basically giving Veer a full-time job while he was studying for this exam?
Facts. That's a good question.
Because a lot of parents, I would say, would never have made that decision. They would have been
Well,
like,
most parents
Veer,
did the complete opposite. They just
Yeah.
like
They wouldn't let them. Do
it was
anything.
yeah, they wouldn't let them do anything and only study. Yeah.
I believe that busy people are the most productive people. I think a lot of empty space and time is not good for anybody. I believe that people rise to the occasion. I knew that Veer will rise to the occasion of helping and doing the work that he needs to do. And honestly, I'm not the person who's obsessed with academic success in that traditional way, even though people associate my comedy with that. It's not true that I'm obsessing over Veer's grade at all and where he goes to school. I would much rather create and birth a kid and work with a kid who knows how to work hard no matter what life throws at him. And I think that that's a far more valuable skill than being able to say. I think the earth is overpopulated with Indian kids who are treated like, oh, if they're reading a book, don't make any noise, they're so precious. All the moms who think making hot tea for their kids while they're studying, they're doing mothering. I completely reject that whole idea. I think that more women, and especially more brown women, need to be engaged in the workforce and need to teach their boys especially how to be engaged in the workforce, how to respect women. That's the change we need in this world. And I'm all about putting out the change that we need to see into this world. So I don't believe in like that whole, oh, make the room quiet. Don't, no, it's a book. You pick it up and go. Pick it up, learn as you go, and learn 10 other things as you go. And if you don't end up going to your number one choice school, go to number two, go to number three. Any number of brilliant people have come out from state schools, and any number, I mean, I can't even count how many idiots I've met that are Ivy League grads. I've lost count. So I've completely lost faith in the whole old school way of doing things. And also, I remember I'm from the generation, all my mom friends are out there sitting with their kids, rubbing their backs as they memorize another page. Or neither those women nor those kids have achieved anything.
Wow.
Damn.
You get the academic success, you
Dissing
go
the
to a
women.
top name school, and you know what it is? It's hothousing your kid to the nth degree. You that is not real life. That is growing this perfect plant under perfect conditions into a manufactured hothouse. And that is
Wow.
not the real life at all. And I'm not interested in it. And I don't
I
want
Damn.
I want my kids to bloom wherever they're planted.
I just admire one thing I admire about you, Mom, is I do think it was a pretty rogue. I think it was the correct decision, but it's rogue in that the way that you challenged Veer, and just knew that
No,
he would rise.
it's not actually rogue. I'll tell you what it is. It's the harder working decision. Most people, most parents want to take the easier way out because it's hard. And I don't blame them. Parenting alone is hard, right? It's a lot easier to believe that sitting in one room next to your kid and turning the light on and off and making them a cup of milk is doing hard work. But the real hard work is actually building with the kid, throwing that kid. The reason you guys got into great schools is because you were out mixed in with humanity. New York City public school system, Zoya, you were teaching kids during COVID. You were teaching kids in the golf course how to stay safe. Bridge, you were farming. These are the things the world needs. But these are harder things to execute as parents. Indian parents are the worst. That why do you think they look at all the brown people activities that we prize? Chess, math olympiad, spelling bee, all require parents to
Hey, no
not
hate to the
move.
spelling bee though.
Do
But
No
not
hate to the
move.
spelling bee, though.
We didn't even want you to do the spelling bee. You did it on your own. We were shocked. But if
Veer,
you
you
look at
crushed.
what brown parents typically like to do, we are the opposite of American parents. American parents will be like, go for that ice hockey game, get ready 4:30 in the morning. No brown person, no brown parents saying, no, no, I will get up early and I will make breakfast for my son, and then I will sit next to him as he memorizes his 10th page of trigonometry. And that, I don't think that that's what's achieving what we need in the world today. We're going to take a moment to tell you about our special podcast sponsor for today's episode. Finance Dad Podcast has bought an ad. Finance Dad Podcast, are you enjoying doing your podcast?
Really, Mark. I'm really enjoying it. I've done Wall Street for 25 years and Finance Dad for less than a year. And I would say this is 10 times more satisfying.
And as part of your podcast, what is a service that you offer that today you are advertising?
I'm not going to offer discounts. I'm not going to do it. I just will not do it.
I've got you. But what
I'm
is the
not-
service?
Oh, I'm offering this an hour consulting, which I've done for over 40 clients.
And what type of consulting do you do?
I've done it with the age group of 12 to 73. So clearly, everyone has different issues.
Relating to money, relating to life.
relating to debt, relating to life, relating to impact of money on life, life on money, all kinds of money-related issues.
The reason he started Finance Dad, I made him, is because there are influencers out there who've never held a corporate job, who've never took out a mortgage, who've never paid interest, who've never applied for college, who've never worried about saving for college. He and us, we've done it all, especially him, 25-year Wall Street career, how to win in corporate America.
Overeducation. I'm overeducated too.
Okay, he's also very overeducated from fancy universities, but who cares? But he has done it all. We've saved up for multiple homes. We've bought homes, we've sold homes. We know everything to look out for when you're buying, when you're selling, when you got brokers telling you all kinds of things. And Finance Dad is a nice, peaceful guy who's going to explain to you whatever your problem is. He's happy to talk to you about it. And now on the topic of discounts, what he doesn't know is that my people, the people who follow Zarna Garg Family Podcast, always get the best deal. So if you buy a consulting hour in the month of December, if you buy it in the month of December, but you use it whenever you want, you will get 10% off his consulting rate. Say yes.
Okay, yes.
Yes. Thank you so much. Check him out right now, Finance Dad Podcast at Gmail. Check out his podcast. You can see a lot of free episodes at Finance Dad Podcast. There's a YouTube account. He's now on Spotify and Apple because his podcast is growing along with the rest of us. But anyway, Bridge, you want to round this up? Any final thoughts on goals you achieved today, this year?
I made a lot of professor connections in the last semester, and that's something I hadn't done the first year, but my sister advised me to do. and it has paid back already in dividends, and I can tell will pay back a lot in the future as well. And even more than that, they're just great people, and I'm very happy to be able to know them now.
Oh, yay, I'm so glad.
No, and again, not to put in a plug for the coffee and for mixing with humanity, but making connections with your professor also is an act of mixing with the people. You in this generation and your generation and mine, the bar has never been lower for success. If you just smile and talk to people, you're already in the top 10% of people anywhere you go. Because the vast majority of people are so consumed by their devices, they don't want to make eye contact. If all you do is say hi in an elevator, you're like, suddenly you're the rare one.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly you're the one who's like, did that person actually offer to carry my bags?
Wait, Mom, you didn't say yours.
Oh, my goals?
What's one thing that you achieved that you're proud of?
One thing I achieved that I'm proud of this year. I don't
feel
know.
like there's a
I
lot.
feel like I didn't
There's like
achieve
there's
anything
many
this year.
things.
Many,
Bro,
many things.
this was a monster year for you. You can't
Was
think of a
it?
single thing.
Was it? I don't know.
I mean, and on paper, you had a monster year. So I'm
I mean,
curious.
it was good. Okay, I'll tell you what I've achieved. I have achieved a less aggressive way of fighting with your dad. That has been a big achievement. That we now, we like, we know when to detach and be like, you know what, like, just whatever, believe what you want to believe. Go in
So
the other
agreeing to
room.
disagree.
Agree. We don't actually even agree on disagreeing, but we just cut it off, because for so many years we had to fight and prove that he's right or I'm right. And I would say one achievement this year is that I'm so busy and I'm so tired that he's like, I did this and you did that, and I say I did this, and then at some point I'm like, you know what, you win, I'm fine, let's go.
Wow.
Yeah. And that is an investment in my mental peace, and I'm proud of it. It's okay.
Mental
I've
health.
made my peace with not having to be right.
Wow.
Even
With
though I know I
dad.
am.
With dad. Not
Dad.
I wouldn't say that's true with me necessarily, but
I mean, listen, the process of self evolution is never ending. Otherwise we would have all attained nirvana. But this has been our
Nirvana.
episode on things that went wrong this year, things that went right. We're just doing a little reflection episode. We would love to hear what you think we're doing right or wrong. What do you like about our podcast? What do you hate about it? What do you wish you saw more of? We want to hear from you as we're growing this universe, as we're blowing it up with new things, new features. Give us feedback. We're listening and reading to all of it. And we end every episode with a round of good grades with Gargs. So we're gonna end this episode with a round of good grades with Gargs, where each Garg assigns another Garg an A grade for the winning moment of the episode, the enlightening moment, the entertaining moment. So who wants to go first?
I'm gonna go
Uh,
first. I'm gonna give my A grade to Didi. She gave a great PSA monologue about what college students should do in college. And I'm not out of college yet, so I haven't seen how it plays out, but I think it's a very strong way she worded it. And at least right now, I very much agree with what she said.
I'm gonna give my A grade to Bridge because it is so easy for big sisters to give their little brothers advice, but the fact that he actually took my advice about meeting professors and taking those relationships really seriously and applied it, and not just applied it, but applied it in all sorts of ways that even his own student friends are like, Bridge, how do you have this relationship with so and so? It means a lot, and I'm glad that it's working, and I'm just grateful that you actually listened to me on something that I do feel very confident about.
Good job, Veer.
I'm just gonna give my A grade to the general family. I feel like this year has been one where we've been very prosperous, and I hate to get comfortable. That's like one of my least favorite things. I hate when people like are settled with where they're at, but I just want to take a moment to recognize the success that we've had this year.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Has it been a good year?
Mom,
know,
oh
I
my
can't
god, touch wood right
No,
now,
no, no.
dude.
I don't mean it in an ungrateful way because I'm actually a very
Do you want me
grateful
to? I'm
person.
gonna just list off some things that happened this year. Bridge's mindset is literally like so top tier that you and I both crashed out this break, and the only person that could bring us back was Bridge and his advice because his mindset is so strong. Not only that, he's created a company with a founding team that is excellent. He has a best friend that I think might be a best friend for life. I don't think anyone in our family has had that. And he's created relationships with his professors as a sophomore while also balancing being a podcast host and balancing his own ambition. Veer is a spelling bee champion accidentally. He took the hardest exam possible this year and feels pretty good about it. Not only that, he's also working full time on the road with us and has sold thousands of dollars of merch by the time he turned 14. You, Mom, had a #2 Hulu comedy special. Not only that, you were a New York Times bestseller. You were in a movie that literally is on Hulu because Hulu likes all of your content so much that it's aggregated every single comedy special and every piece of work you've done on their platform. And beyond that, you launched your own husband who had lost his job into a podcast host of his own and are running a spin-off business out of nowhere. On top of that, I graduated, I learned how to work efficiently with you, and we're honestly still pretty close. I would say that's a pretty monster year.
And Mom is still doing shows and set up a whole tour for 26. So
Yeah, like I really don't know what else you could possibly
No,
ask
I'm not
for.
being ungrateful. I just want people to know I'm not like I work so much that I don't even take a minute to reflect. Honestly, I work like I'm obsessed. I'm crazy. I'm crazy, and I. But you know what? I'm I'm grateful for my obsession. I'm happy after a long time in my life. I begged for the work that I have today. I begged and pleaded. And I'm glad that you guys were too little to remember those years clearly. But if I had to give an A grade right now, I would give it to Zoya for that amazing recap because you kind of reminded me all that I did. And I guess part of my coping mechanism is to not reflect. I'm always only looking forward at what I want to do. Whatever has been done, I don't even pay any attention to. Like I don't know, I don't have a habit of doing that. But I would love to hear from all our listeners and viewers what they're doing, what they're regretting, what they're bracing themselves for. What are the resolutions, people? Resolutions, what are we hoping to? Please, let's go beyond losing weight, because let's just assume everybody wants to lose weight, so let's not put that one in. But beyond the weight loss, what else is out there? What are people worried about? What are people looking to do? We can't wait to see, hear more from you. Please like, share, and subscribe this episode if you want to help us out. If we're making you laugh, if we're making you feel, if we're bringing your family closer, tell us that we're doing it and help us grow. Share this episode with somebody you think might enjoy it. And until we meet again, everybody say bye.
bye.